In this video, we'll see how to update the StationScout software, also the firmware which can be used for hosting the different license of StationScout hardware and virtualized platforms. If you are an existing user of StationScout, you might have already installed the StationScout desktop application on your testing PC. So in my case, I have installed the 2.40 service release 1, which has been released a long time ago, and I'm going to show you now how to update it to the latest version of StationScout desktop application. If you have internet access on your PC, by default you may get an pop-up in the bottom down right on your PC where the update app of StationScout enable you to do the update quite easily. If that's not coming automatically for you, you can of course launch it from the start menu, check for StationScout updates. So this is an app you can able to launch it from the desktop application if you already installed it on your PC. If this option not available on the search menu, you can of course go to the C drive, program files, Micron, StationScout, update checker, and I'll close this pop-up. Of course, you can launch this update app from here as well. So I could already see there is a newer version of StationScout released already, which I can able to download from here itself when I have already installed the previous version of StationScout. I can proceed with the next option. So depending on the internet speed that you have on your PC, the download time may vary. If you did not install the StationScout version of desktop application previously, you're always welcome to create an Omicron customer portal account. And once you created it, you can proceed with login option. Once you successfully log in, you are allowed to download the latest version of software applications that has been released for customer use. So here you can see already in the in the top left, the recently released version of IEDScout and StationScout. You can of course go to the download option from here itself. Also you can navigate from the top right. There you can go to the software overview. If you do not see it quick enough, there might have already released a couple of other software. So it's always easy to navigate from the software overview. There you can able to download the application from here. So before you update it, it's quite important to understand, do I really need to update my StationScout or not? How do we understand that? So you're always welcome to open and read the what's new document of StationScout. Here you can able to understand the different features which has been included on the recently released StationScout. So we could able to now perform the end-to-end testing in full scale, especially including the control command from the StationScout IC104 client, which basically send a control command to the RTU or gateway where we are hosting the IC104 server application. And we have also improved the end-to-end signal test, where you can able to easily simulate the binary signals all the way up to control center. You can able to perform the closed loop testing from IC104 to I620, and if you have an ID already in the process level, you can able to even complete the complete closed loop testing with this process. And there has been a lot of other improvements on the VBX, especially on the licensing mechanism, and some of the improvements related to bug fixes, and most importantly the security fixes. So there has been some of the vulnerability on the hardware. So it's very important to update to the latest version to overcome from this vulnerability issues. You're always welcome to click to know about exact vulnerability. So on our company website, we do also clearly mention about the different vulnerability which has been already identified, and the fixes are included for those vulnerability which has been reported. And it's also good to refer um, and to update your product to keep the vulnerability out on your latest version of StationScout hardware platform and virtualized platform. Next, the download has been done. So we are in process of updating the existing StationScout desktop app on the PC. Basically what happens in the backend, so if you go to the program files, common files, from then you go to Omicron upgrade images. So here you'll be able to see the newly deployed images. So in the backend, the app used to deploy the newer images, and the resource files will be automatically upgraded into the resource folder. So let me minimize this. So these are the prerequisites, especially on the process to get the latest images on your testing PC to proceed with the firmware update. So once you update the app, you're basically going to get the latest images for different hardware platform and virtualized platform. So we have RBX and MBX, also VBX platform. So I have connected this testing PC to all the different hardware and virtualized platform where I'm running the StationScout licenses. So let's proceed with updating the firmware on these boxes one by one. There are different methods you can able to follow to update the firmware. I'll open the StationScout desktop app to update it for MBX1. So here we have the MBX1. I confirm the device to enable the secure connection. So you already see on the physical hardware, by default, we provide unlimited license. Those are the lifetime licenses. You're good to go to update whenever you see the newer version of firmware applicable for the specific software license that you have on the boxes. And before update, of course, you're always recommended to go through the what's new document. As long as it's gonna beneficial for you, it's highly recommended to update and get the benefit and the improvements included in the latest version. So in my case, I'm going to use it for demonstration. Definitely, I will be happy to update to showcase the latest features to the customers. So once you click the device, you're able to see the existing firmware version on the MBX one and the newer version. So you can basically proceed with update. So in this case, I did not enable any password on the MBX one, and I do also have a static IP address. You can already see here 192.168.2.200. So on my PC adapter, also I have the same range IP address. I would like to also show different combinations. So on the RBX one, I have a DCP enabled. Directly the adapter on the testing PC connected to the RBX1 control port. This is another hardware platform where we can able to host the StationScout license. So this hardware platform generally use it for 24/7 monitoring and testing purposes on demand. Once the firmware update is done, the device used to reboot to check the consistency and the digital signatures. Um, update the image as well. So basically, before you proceed with the update, it's recommended to take the backup of the ACC file, Automation Control Communication Project file. Um, and even if you forgot to take the backup, nothing wrong gonna happen. The project file stays on the device. So basically, the image gets updated, and we do provide the backward compatibility. You're good to go to use the previously created project file into the latest version. So after a few seconds, you could able to see the green color line, which means you're good to go to use the device with the latest version. So you can click the device and you can see already there was a project loaded to the MBX one before. After the firmware update, we could even able to see the project stays in the box and we don't lose any data after the firmware update. So let's go to the device configuration. You can go to the system. You can also check the currently installed firmware on the box. Of course, when you have StationScout license, you get IEDScout by default for free. It's also included in the StationScout license, so it's also important to update the IEDScout as well. So let's go for a check for IEDScout update. And there is a newer version of IEDScout also available. So in my case, I have an older version of IEDScout installed on my PC, which is basically a 5.21. So there has been improvements added. To understand what are those improvements, you're again encouraged to go to the IEDScout software download page and then download the what's new document and understand what are the new features which has been added. So there are some improvements, especially on hosting the VBX licenses and some bug fixes and improvements added on the latest version of IEDScout 5.22. So it's highly recommended to update it. So I close the IEDScout previous version. I proceed with software update. If you do not have the IEDScout software installed already, you're welcome to download the latest version of IEDScout from the IEDScout software download page and proceed with the installation. There are some guidelines also available how to proceed with installation, especially at the IEDScout required supporting software in the backend and PCAP for processing the network packets to translate it to make it easier for you when it comes to testing the client server and ghost messages with IEDScout sniffer. So let's proceed with the update. As we already updated the MBX one with the latest image of StationScout. Of course, it's important to check the consistency on the IEDScout as well, because the IEDScout license also running on the MBX one. So we should be able to also use the IEDScout latest version using the MBX one latest firmware. So after a few seconds, you will be able to see everything is green, especially on the MBX one. In the meantime, I'll also proceed with the MBX2 firmware update. So in this case, I'm going to show you the different options. So from previous version of StationScout onwards, we have started supporting the web server access for StationScout app. You'll be able to use the browser to access the StationScout features. So here you can able to see already the MBX2 has been opened with the web server connection. can go to the device configuration system. So here you can able to see the previously installed firmware. So before we have updated the firmware using the desktop app. So on top of the main screen, we have updated the firmware from this level. It's also possible to update the firmware when you have the latest image into the repository. So I choose this hardware configuration, so the device configuration system menu. Then I do have the update firmware option. So here I can click. I can locate the image file, go to the C drive, then program files 86, common files, Omicron, upgrade images. So make sure that you choose the right image. So I do have the MBX2. I chose MBX and I have the MBX2 latest image. That's a 3.0. Proceed. Then proceed with the firmware update. So this is another option to update the firmware without the desktop app. So the firmware update has been successful. So you can already see there was a disconnection, which is expected because I already established the connection to the MBX2 from the web server. When the device reboot, of course, there will be a timeout. Device will not be available for the web server to access. It's the web client. So now the device is back. I go to the MBX2 system and I do see the latest version of firmware has been installed already. So by this time the IEDScout should have updated. So let's close. Then open the IEDScout just to make sure the IEDScout latest version also works properly with the different boxes. I choose the MBX one. So the licenses are working and I could able to even see the different access point. Everything is okay. And I also try to choose the MBX2. So this is my MBX2. And I could also use MBX2, different access point to be able to choose for various applications. Perfect. Let's go to the RBX one. So on the RBX one, I have the different settings. So on the MBX1, MBX2, I have used the static IP address. But on the RBX one, sometimes we also prefer to use this DHCP. So there was an automatic IP address assigned based on the network adapter setting. So here I can able to show you something different. So when I click the RBX one here, maybe I try to open from the web server because the web client, the desktop app has been updated. On the RBX one, I do have the lower version, so I need to update the firmware to be able to use the latest client software. So I click the RBX one, so I need to confirm the certificate. Next, by default, the StationScout latest version of client software requests me to update the firmware. I click the RBX one. And in this case, I have enabled the password protection for secure access to my device. I provide the right password, click connect, so then I can proceed with the update. So this is another option customer use case where we do provide the security, especially on the user access. So even if you enable the password protection on the boxes or physical test equipment or virtualized boxes, you can, of course, do the firmware update with easy steps. The firmware update has been done and the device is rebooting. And the last option, which is the fourth one, that's a VBX virtual machine solution. I'm hosting the StationScout VBX on the VMware Workstation Pro, and currently I have 2.40 image running on the VBX. So I tried to log in to make it easier for me to check the firmware has been updated to the latest version in my RBX. Also, I should be able to use the IEDScout license on the RBX one as well. I try to change the, you can of course rename as you wish. So, okay, authentication required for the IEDScout. Okay, I could able to see all the 8 different access points for RBX one. Perfect. So everything is working properly. Could able to switch the license, sorry, use different boxes. Of course, if you have a PC license, you're good to go to update the IEDScout to the latest version. This is also applicable for PC license. Next, let's update the VBX. So you go to the Omicron device link and click the web server. This is fine for me to provide. Okay, for the very first time learning. So So in this case, especially when you are updating the firmware on the VBX from 2.40.0074 or any other image version runs with 2 point something to 3.0, it is essential to have the valid license for 3.0 firmware update. Maybe in the future, as long as you have the valid license, you are good to go to update it to use the latest version of StationScout on the VBX. But in this case, the license is must before we update the firmware. So let me try to update the firmware. I don't have the valid license for the 3.0 image, but just to show you how the update works for the VBX also quite easy to understand. Same process, of course, you can able to use the web server connection. The firmware has been updated successfully for the VBX. The VBX it disconnect, of course, the VBX rebooting internally on the virtual machine. Once it's rebooted, you should be able to see the latest image updated on the VBX, and you should be able to see all different devices on the desktop application. Confirm. And as I said, on the VBX, you need a valid license for 3.0 update. But of course, before we proceed with update from 2.40 or something with 2.x to 3.0, please feel free to contact Omicron Technical Support to request for the valid license. If you already have valid license in the future, you should be able to update directly without any problem. So on the support menu from the Omicron website, you're good to go to directly reach out to Omicron technical support based on the region that you belong to, you can fill the contact form to get in touch with the technical support team. So this is how we do update the software and firmware for StationScout on different hardware and virtualized platform. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.